So this video goes out to the people of France. I am thoroughly disappointed in you. Don't get me wrong, I could not care less who you elect to political office. You are all equally stupid as far as I am concerned. And given France's history, capitulating to the Germans yet again really should not be that much of a shocker. I just hope Mama Merkel has some good treats for Monsieur Macron. No, what I am none too pleased about is the absolute dearth of violence following the political contest. Given the history of politics in France, the rise of violence from extremist factions, and the globalist-nationalist dichotomy that was at play during this election, I was really hoping for some good post-election violence regardless of who won. Sure, there were a few spats here and there, but these people were protesting against both candidates. They were holding signs saying neither Le Pen nor Macron, and a few got arrested for throwing shit at police. Nothing big or fun. Hell, more people were injured and killed by renegade migrants. What I was hoping for was another reign of terror like that of Robespierre during the French Revolution, where they were executing an average of 42 people a day in official executions. Never mind those that rotted to death in prison or killed themselves. They killed so many people a day that there are stories telling of prisoners executed later in the day having to face a dull guillotine blade that would have to be dropped multiple times in order to fully decapitate the condemned, leading to a much more protracted and painful death. Good memories. Kind of ironic, given that the inventor of the modern guillotine concocted it as a way to put people to death in a more painless and humane way. There's that pathway to hell paved with good intentions again. However, that shit only lasted just over a year, but it had some of the exact same rhetoric used today. I am not saying the situations are identical or even really comparable, but the fanaticism of humanity is a constant. Listen to these quotes, and it is easy to imagine them coming out of the mouth of a modern-day leftist. Except they were much more eloquent back in the day. Nothing will make me change my principles. Even with a knife at my neck, I shall still declare, up to this day, the poor have done everything. It is time for the rich to take their turn. The selfish people, the young idlers, must be made useful whether they like it or not, and some respite be procured for the useful and respectable worker. Or, the ship of the revolution can only arrive safely at its destination on a sea that is red with torrents of blood. Or, the blood of criminals fertilizes the soil of liberty. Or, a sans-culotte always has his saber well sharpened, ready to cut off the ears of all opponents of the revolution. Tell me those don't sound like they came straight from Antifa or those by all means necessary whack jobs. What was the phrase they found scrawled on a wall during the first Berkeley riots? Oh yes, liberals get the bullet too. You know, I would have even settled for something like the latest Berkeley or anti-Trump riots. At least at Berkeley, some half-witted, self-proclaimed Nazi scalper got some knuckles straight to the face, to the amusement of many, and the property destruction wrought by the Black Bloc is quite extensive. Well, it can be when they aren't retreating from an actual fight under the cover of their own smoke grenade, at any rate. The increased polarization of politics and the ousting of the mainstream political parties in France had made me so hopeful that something might pop up after the election, like in the United States. But oh well. So yes, I am disappointed in the French. For a country that has a subdued but very solid nationalistic streak, I mean, you have an institution for the preservation and purity of the French language, for Lucifer's sake. I was expecting a little more violence with the defeat of Le Pen, especially with all the migrant-related violence happening lately. But alas, you are either too genteel to fight, too apathetic to care, or too far gone to even try to stop it. Until next time, my minions, Viacum Diabolus of Mickey May.